Hi, I'm Todd Minikus. Let's think ahead. We know sooner or later we're going to be over all this. First tip is let's think about what's the first thing we're going to do once we are back on the road and showing and whatnot, and that's being totally ready to get back in the ring. Another thing I'd like to comment on is let's be thankful. Look, anybody that's watching this has something to do with horses, and let's be thankful that we have that in our lives. My second suggestion, don't let your horses get unfit. I think maybe those horses that showed all winter could have a little letdown time. Athlete has to stay in shape all year long. Once we've been here at home, I've spent a lot of time with my young horses. We broke three coming 4-year-olds this past week, and we have them riding around. We actually have a couple of them jumping around, not really jumping a course, but they can trot in the line and trot out after their 8th day of riding. So we're having a lot of fun doing that. That's something that would not have had a normal chance to do, and so we've been really enjoying that. If you're one of the people that are unfortunate not to be able to get to your horse and to ride, and the only thing that I can really suggest is dream about it a lot. Dream about riding your horse, dream about showing, dream about training your horse. I think if you can keep it in your thought process and keep it conscious in your daily thoughts, I think you can really benefit from that. Another suggestion I have is not only dreaming about your riding, but go ahead and sit down with a pen and paper and draw out a course on the paper. If it's one that you did very successfully, if one you had trouble with, then visualize it. Take the time to think about your canter to the first jump, how it felt, what did it feel like to jump 2, the right turn to jump 3, turning to number 4, moving up to number 5, whatever the case may be. But I think if you take the time and do that, and even though you are not able to make it out to the stable to ride your horse, those kind of things for sure help with some of the entertainment necessity during the day or whatnot, and it something to think about anyway. One thing that you also could do is do some virtual lessons. Even if you can't come out to the stable and ride, maybe your trainer's riding your horse, have them document it, put it on a video, FaceTime, whatever you can do, or if you are able to go ride and your trainer's not there, do some virtual lessons and pass them around amongst your friends and trainers. I think you never know what you might learn. Another concern that I have for some of the horses that are not really in showing exercise, and that is, please don't overfeed your horse. I've been overfeeding myself, and it's it's not good. The fact of the matter is it's much easier to get a thin horse back into fitness for showing and whatnot than an overweight horse. And for sure most of the horses that we see at the horse shows and whatnot are overweight. They're professional athletes, and there's very few professional athletes that really do well carrying an extra 100 pounds. So please don't overfeed your horse. Feed quality feed, proper supplements, but maybe cut back on the amounts if they're not really in full work. If you are able to get to your horse during these times, spend the time and do proper groundwork with your horse. This is something that I feel is way more important and overlooked at a lot of levels of horsemanship. Take the time, watch some videos, read a book about it. Just go play with your horse on the ground. Make them leg yield. Make them half pass on the ground. Make them back properly where you're not jerking on the halter, and you know, make them do some nice turns. Remember, a horse that's light in its shoulders, whether it's a show jumper, a dressage horse, a racehorse, a reiner, cutter, usually the horse that is the lightest in its shoulders is the winner. Another thing that I think could be extremely beneficial is review videos study your rounds in the past few months. What was good? What was bad? How would you do it different? It's a good time to take advantage of the time and look over videos. And hey, you know what? Look at other people's videos. Watch top riders. See what they did right or wrong. Most of the time I'd like to think I do everything right, but hey, come on, let's be real. Once in a while I make a little blooper. Watch those rounds, look up my videos, look up other riders that you think do things right or wrong, and study them and see what you can gain from that. Another little tip I think would be extremely fun for young people as well as older people. Learn a little bit about the sport. Learn the history of the sport. Who were some of the legends in show jumping? Who was Rodney Jenkins? What did Rodney Jenkins win? Dig up some videos of Charlie Weaver and something really fun. Look up Katie Monahan or even Leapin' Leslie Burr riding hunters. Joe Fargus, Michael Matz riding hunters. Bernie Traurig riding hunters. Boy, you can really learn a lot about your riding through learning about the history of the sport and who was Colonel John Russell. Go back through the history and boy, I think it could be a lot of fun. One thing we're thinking about is starting strong and finishing strong. This winter we didn't get to finish so strong. We got cut off here at the end of the circuit, but we're getting ready to start showing again, and you need to think about start strong, finish strong. Keep your horse fit during these times. When we get back to the show, you don't want an unfit horse, and use the lactinase to get rid of that lactic acid buildup when you start showing, and when you're done showing, use the recovery to keep them fit for the next day.